week on HubNut, it's a slight case of deja vu, as we are working on the front brakes of an Australian Ford. They're settling in nicely, but I'm still not loving the pedal feel. So we're going to bleed the brakes again with something a bit better than just a rag. The bleed nipple is helpfully kind of right down here, pointing at the upper arm. So that's great. You see, parked up yesterday, already rusting everything up. Lovely. It is so damp, but the floor is actually dry today, so we should be all right. Miss HubNut's just getting the other wheel off. 10mm spanner, open the bonnet, make sure the reservoir's full, and away we go. Right, let's see if we get anything bubbly in this pipe then. Go, pedal down.
Pedal down. 1 second, I've got to assume the position. Okay, push down all the way?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, my bloody pipe's come off, hold on. Didn't see any air though. Yeah, not seeing any air that side. We're going to do the other side. Is this your position?
Yeah. I have to kind of slip under the steering wheel like this.
Oh.
To reach the floor.
We could move the seat.
Huh?
Could move the seat.
Yeah, but then you have to reset it and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Right, let's do the other side.
And to be fair, I can probably get better pressure if I'm in this kind of position.
Okay, if you insist. Yeah. That might be our problem. First stroke on this side and we got air. So that is what you don't want, because the air will squish when you apply hydraulic pressure and the fluid will not. So the fluid makes the brakes operate. Some of your foot power gets turned into squishing air balls, which is why the pedal tends to feel squishy. So yeah, glad we're doing this. Right, we'll get ready to go again. I've just topped up the fluid, but look at that. A stupid place for the bleed nipple. You can barely get a hose on it because it's just aimed straight at this. So I could get the caliper open and wedge the caliper in position, but that all seems a bit unnecessary. So we go open, so pedal down.
Pedal down. Yeah, that's quite firm.
And back up. And down. Yeah, no bubbles there. Lock it off and up. And off we go in Ellie, having sorted Betty's brakes. Beautiful day. Yesterday was horrific, another stormy, rainy day. But today's Monday, we're starting the week well. So we've got that little bit of tinkering done. But now rather boringly, we need to go and do a grocery run. And I must concede it is quite nice to be able to go and do it in the day, in the sunshine, in a Citroen 2CV. We did actually do a little tiny bit of recording on Saturday. We dropped the kids off and then we went to Good Sheds in Barry because the food is absolutely delicious. And then we had a quick visit to St Athan, home of the South Wales Aviation Museum, where we arrived too late to visit the museum, but nonetheless got this rather nice photo with a Shackleton, I believe. I only know that because people have said in comments under the photo when I posted it on Facebook. So we need to go back. We were actually hunting for GLSAI, Jet 2 Boeing 757. Was the oldest British registered 757 passenger carrying in the country, but it left service in January. We couldn't find it. We suspect it's being broken up this very week.
Our sources told us that she was there until a couple of days before we got there.
Yeah, so we missed her. But in for braking. We did spot a couple of the other 757s awaiting their fate. Yeah, didn't quite get what we wanted there. And then we drove home and saw a rather lovely Bedford Rascal. We're on the M4 motorway. We just got waved up by a HubNutter, I think, who is in this contraption with a Bedford Rascal on the back. How excellent. So we thought we'd record you, sir, sorry. That was awesome. Belfast Airport, I think. Yeah, it was a nice day.
Had Belfast International Airport written on it.
Yeah, interesting. On the back of a recovery truck, belongs to a HubNutter, and hopefully we'll see that again this summer. He's hoping to get it restored and ready for the summer shows, so let's hope that goes well. But yeah, an enjoyable drive out now, and then back on with the tinkering tomorrow. Tomorrow's plan is a little vague at the moment, so we'll see what we get up to, but it should involve this car. It's now Tuesday and we're at Whiteland Restorations to finally sort out Ellie the 2CV's wheels. I know there's some shadow going on here, but what we're seeing at the moment is standard wheel colour, grease rose I think it is rose grey, and the Alpine white rear wheels. The rear wheels should match the body. These ones are actually a bit more cream, I think, so perhaps not quite white enough. But yeah, the new wheels we want to be more that colour and not so much this colour. This colour just doesn't work on a dolly. The dolly's always had white wheels from the factory, so that's what we're about today. So Miss HubNut is already at the degreasing stage, because we are determined to actually do things properly under the guidance of Lewis here. So we're starting off with the degreasing. Then on the face that's going to be out and visible, we're using these lovely sort of foam sanding pads. So that's some 500 grit to really key up the outside face, and then on the inside and the back we're going to be using some Scotch-Brite, because this face is not cosmetically as important. We're going to paint the entire wheel, but we just want to rough this up, key it for the paint to adhere. And Lewis is also going to get some sealant in so we can seam seal the seal on this side and do something about this side, because this is where the moisture gets in. The moisture gets in and it absolutely rots out this seal. So you start losing air, and also this seam bulges out to the stage it starts hitting the kingpin on the front. So that's definitely undesirable. So we're going to do a wheel each, and I better get started, I guess.
We're probably going to do 2 each, actually.
Yeah, we're probably going to do 2 each. You're well underway with yours.
But
I better
Lewis
get started.
says, most important part of the process: cleaning, 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 and
Cleaning. Finished sanding my first wheel. Forgot to put my gloves on. Standard HubNut. And yeah, we've got the surface now looking nicely dull and roughed up. Some lovely detail with the wording. These wheels are actually apparently made on the original Michelin production tools, because it was Michelin who made the wheels and the tyres for the Citroen 2CV. So Miss HubNut has been degreasing all the wheels, ready to do more scrubbing herself. So lucky old times. Don't forget your gloves.
I won't, dear. You haven't got yours on at all.
Well, not for the first time in my life. I got told you must try harder. So I'm on my second go of doing this wheel, but we're now using a guide coat. So this is the satin black. You just lightly spray it on, and A, it helps clearly show where you've done and where you haven't, and B, if you get the guide coat off, you're probably there. Yeah, but you can see very clearly here where's shiny and where is matte, and that's the finish we're after. So we get it nice and matte, ready for painting and sealing. And what are we discovering, dear? It's quite a lot of work, isn't it?
I enjoy this, love. You don't enjoy this.
Oh yeah, no, you enjoy it, but it is a lot of work. So when you're thinking, how can a respray cost that much? It's things like this. This is just 4 wheels.
Yeah,
and
definitely
it's going
watch
to take so much of
Whiteland's
the
video
day.
that they put out. Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
You can put a little ping.
Little ping.
Just to show you that you clean it, and then you Scotch-Brite it, and then you clean it again, and then you clean it again.
Yep.
And then you think about possibly painting it.
Yeah, so you imagine that over an entire car. It's a huge amount of work. We previously did a video when we had Giselle the GSA here, just to paint one panel. The amount of masking alone that's involved, yeah, it adds up in time very, very quickly.
Masking in itself is a skill.
Yeah, very much an art form. But I need to stop talking and do more scrubbing. There we go. Hopefully this will pass muster, looking much more matte. What do you reckon? Casting your expert eye over it.
This little divot here I mentioned, like, it's nice and round here, which is nice to sand, but there's just a little divot here. Can you just see?
Yeah, you might be right. It's a really difficult little spot.
Yeah, they're really quite difficult.
So it's sunk in just so the wheel nut can pass down. So
we're using this softer one for most of this front, but as you can see, there's a crease down here that you really have to get the Scotch-Brite squished into, otherwise you won't get in there.
No.
But this stuff's great stuff.
But it's also why we're not using wet and dry is We just don't want to introduce any moisture into that gap, because once it's in, you cannot get it out. Looking good, dear?
Oh, thank you.
Just a quick interlude. We mentioned last time that Fuel Lagoon now make these custom mats for the 2CV, modelled on Ellie here, front and rear. They're now available on the Fuel Lagoon website. If you use discount code HubNut, you'll get £5 off. It is a set, so you get the front mat here, and you see it's nicely edged as well, rubberized background, and it's made with waste offcuts as well, so you're stopping stuff like that just going to the tip. So you also get the rear mat, and it's tailored to fit around the seatbelt mounts and slot under the back seat, just like the original mats underneath, which we've retained here. But the front mats are now, you cannot get the rubber mats, so you can only get these used. So yeah, at least you've got an alternative if you want the luxury of carpet. It takes out a bit of noise, it looks really nice. We've been very happy with them. So Fuel Lagoon, thank you very much. How are you getting on with your wheel?
Yeah, I think
Oh, it's looking good. Can't see any guide coat left.
nearly there.
Brilliant.
A little bit here. I think I'm going to get the Scotch-Brite in there.
Yeah, because there's actually a lip under here.
Yeah,
You can
there's a
see
lip
the
here.
shadow of it. So trying to get right in that
That
crevice.
lip's actually right. It's just below it. It's this section just here that I'm struggling
Yeah.
a little bit with.
Good news is we've only got 2 wheels left to go.
I haven't actually done the back of this one yet.
Oh, gold.
Yeah, but that's Scotch-Brite, so that's easier.
Yeah. But yeah, these are the ones I would have loved in an ideal world. The super slotted or Pajero Jnr slotted wheels. But as Lewis pointed out, these holes are just another opportunity for rust to get in. So perhaps we're better off sticking to the grey ones anyway. Yeah, they're going to be white, all white. So we're starting to get there. This is the final wheel. Been about, what, 3 hours so far?
I don't know what the time is.
Just gone 1.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, it has been a lot of work. But paint work is, if you want to get good results. And we want these wheels to last. At this rate, they'll probably last the rest of Ellie. Yeah. Right, so after a much needed lunch break, we're back on it. We've dusted the wheels, and now the royal we. And now we are cleaning them again. I think this is going to be the first of 2 cleans before they go into the paint room. Or rather, they'll get another clean when they're in the paint room. So we're waiting for sealant to arrive to get down in that area. But
because any particles that you leave on here are going to ruin the paint, basically.
yeah, and similarly, that's why we're cleaning now, and then when they get transferred
We'll clean
to the
again.
paint room, clean again. Yeah. All this work is, it's a lot of work to do a flat-ish wheel. Can you imagine painting a wheel such as this, or something with even more spokes like BBS alloys? Yeesh. Now powder coating works quite nicely on alloy wheels and is probably a better solution, but for steel wheels, as I've seen, to my cost, they will just rust. The slightest failure of the powder coating and your wheel just rusts away. So powder coating on steel wheels, or even steel parts on a car, I'm very, very wary. Of course, now we need a bit of 2CV to colour match the wheels to. Bear with. That should do. What we got here?
Well, it's a bit like the Dolly Parton song, except for a coat of many colours. It's the book of
A
many
book of many
colours that
colours.
Lewis gave to me.
Oh.
Sorry,
I'm
that
not
was
trusted
cheesy
with
as
it.
you like.
But yeah, Whiteland Restorations have their own mixing station now, so they can mix their own
and
paint.
Leanne is a paint mixing wizard.
Who sadly isn't with us today.
Yes, fortunately not.
So we're just going to find
They're
the
a
whites.
bit of a way off, aren't they? They're more.
That's very,
creamy.
very creamy. Look at that. How many greens would you like?
Not what we're here for, dear green. Okay. Oh, blue.
Oh, blue?
Blue.
One of those might be a chamois blue.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Maybe that one.
Hello Happy hoodies are available from the HubNut store.
Sorry.
It might encourage us to... Well, actually, we don't need encouraging. We are getting that car back on the road.
Yes, we are getting that car back on the road. Don't.
It might help us afford the bits it needs. What have you got here, dear?
50 Shades of Grey.
Grown.
Oh, okay. Big
First sheet. Oh yeah, these are still pretty creamy.
Yeah.
More your old English white or something. Okay, back we go. Try again.
Ah, that's
Oh,
quite close.
Isn't that weird? That looks really, really grey.
But it's close, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Should we grab the next sheet as well?
Okay. I don't want to mess up the book.
Yeah, so again, it's so much darker than the really white, brilliant whites. It's none of those, is it?
That's quite close.
I'd say it's a bit darker than that. That's too dark.
No, that's too dark.
That's not dark enough.
No, okay, not those.
And that one, that's pretty close. That's pretty close, I think.
Is this like the eye test where they put filter on, filter off?
We're just comparing colours here. I think they're slightly darker.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's our one.
That one down.
Yeah. I suppose I should probably put the door back on, I guess. On older 2CVs, this was also how the front doors went on and off. It's just a sliding hinge. And then we put the little check strap back in. And we're done. Easy as that.
That's the mixing sequence.
Okay, so this is our recipe for paint. So our white paint requires white paint, mustard paint, black paint, and 0.7 grams of red paint. So there's the recipe on the computer.
Hardly seems worth it, doesn't it? With
Yeah.
0.7, but there is a hint of red in the.
Just a hint, yeah. So white and black combined to make white. Marvellous. There is quite a lot of boo. In goes the boo. And then the slightly unexpected mustard. In with the black. If we don't get this 0.7 right, we lose the shop.
We do literally lose everything.
And there we go. There is our paint.
Your white paint?
My white paint, yeah.
Do you want to do the honours of stirring it?
Or do you want to? I'm holding a camera.
Oh, the pressure. Is there a technique to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Round and round.
Round and round.
Here we go then. It's crazy, that's white paint.
It is.
I think these mix a little more yet, I'm going to say. That's very, very pretty.
Like a sky.
Yeah. We won't film all of this, etc, etc.
Stir, paint.
So here is our tiger seal. Lewis demonstrating how to apply it.
We were doing that, dearest.
It wouldn't look like this, no. Stop moving, wheel.
So, yeah, that is quite irritating. Once you've got that bit done, a little bit of grease there, and just smooth it out with the finger like that. Because this is on the back, we're not going to be overly fussy, but
Yeah. So this is what you'd use on panel gaps, welds in cars as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice, nice. Then slightly trickier, trying to fill this seam on this side. It's a very, very common muck trap on 2CV wheels especially.
Okay, let's rotate a little bit.
Just cleaning the sealant out once it's been applied, because this is the face we're going to see. So when you've got it cleared out, it then ends up looking more like this. So you're barely going to notice that once we've got paint on, but it should stop moisture creeping into that gap. So great excitement now. Lewis has just started the painting, but obviously we can't be in there because it's unsafe. You need respirators and the likes for this level of paint, but quite exciting. On with the top coat. Unless you're small.
Then you cannot see.
There goes Lewis. He's putting base coat on both sides. He's currently painting the reverse side, and then he'll be also putting a clear coat on the forward face that you see. So they'll end up better protected than they were from the factory. While the painting's going on, an interesting point of discussion is these very doors. What is the relevance of these doors, dear?
Well, they're from Newcastle Emlyn, and we're definitely not in Newcastle Emlyn right now.
Well, no,
They are
we're not.
from the former bus depot, which is not there anymore.
And the relevance of that to you?
Lewis and I both went to school there.
Yeah.
As did a certain iDriver Classic.
Oh yes, all went to the same secondary school. We should point out the bus garage was demolished. They didn't just get stolen and put here. Oh, well, that was quite a day.
Yes.
Fascinating insight into just how hard it is doing bodywork prep and paint, I think.
Yeah, because we've just sealed the edges on the wheels, and Lewis said that to get beautiful lines, you do that on every line on the car.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Yeah. So imagine every seam on a car. I mean, the car manufacturers didn't do this. They do a few key areas, you know, where spray's going to hit the body, but they wouldn't do every single seam on a car. And it just takes so much time.
Yeah.
It's gone 5 o'clock at night now.
And the skills, even putting the sealant into a seam.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why your paint job is expensive, that is why. Yeah.
But yeah, huge thank you to Lewis for his time, and also for the education as well. I love learning new skills. It's been really, really, really enjoyable.
Yes, he will be billing us for some of his time and the products used, the paint.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we very much appreciate the insight into his world. And yeah, do go and follow Whiteland Restorations, because the stuff they do is incredible.
Why are you not already?
Yeah. But that's it for us. We're back home. First coat has got to dry. There'll be more coats on the wheels in the coming days, and then we're going to leave them for a week to cure.
Yeah, before we put them through the strain of
if you've seen a tyre machine, there's lots of potential for losing the paint you've just freshly applied. So,
so we're not going to brush it.
It's best to just leave it and let that paint
And I hear again people going, "This is not HubNut."
Yeah.
You spray it and then you stick a tyre on it.
I know. We wouldn't have taken the tyres off or anything. We'd have just sprayed it and made it a mess.
It's been fantastic, actually. I really enjoyed it. And now we're going to go home, and there'll be more tinkering shortly.
You're coming through, are you?
Yeah, okay, come through. Oh, hi.
Well, we're back on it. I've had 2 days of horrible cold, and I'm still suffering a little. So I'm going to go off and record some Barry White covers and leave you to do the work.
Okay, cool. Pajero, is it?
Pajero is the one.
Pajero-ing.
We are going to get that crank pulley off today, if it's the last thing we do. And we've also got some tyres from Vintage Tyres for Eddie the 2CV. These are the classic Michelin 125s, that iconic pattern. So really happy. Thank you, Vintage Tyres, for supplying those. And the good news is they're not just being generous with us, they're being generous with you. If you use discount code HUB10, HUBTEN, all written out, on the Vintage Tyres website, you will get 10% off any tyre
You could let
on
me
there,
talk.
apart from the Dunlop racing tyres. Sorry?
You could let me talk.
Okay.
But these are going to go lovely with your new wheels, aren't they?
Hopefully we've got another discount code for another company coming later in this video. Let's see if that occurs.
Also
it
tyres?
should do. Not tyres.
No?
No. But anyway, we're going to get on this. We've got to mildly dig the Pajero out again. And then I think I'm probably just going to go for battery or jump pack, crank it, see if we can get that crank pulley bolt undone, because I'm not fancying any of the other options at the moment. As well as digging the Pajero out, I think first job might be to get the Pajero off the ramps. It's on the ramps because I thought maybe if I jack it up we can get the starter motor out, and that has proved to not be happening. The access is absolutely terrible. So we will go.
Random question, folks.
What?
Do you think we should find the ISH, or do you think we should leave her
Mitsubi.
as Mitsubi?
Yeah, difficult, because on the class of 24 design, I think we've left it as Mitsubi.
Ah, in which case?
Yes. I've still got the breaker bar on down there. Probably been wondering where that breaker bar is. There it is.
It's in the Pajero.
I suppose we could try it with it as it is, but to work on the engine, we need it off the ramps.
Are we doing the wedge
We're doing the wedge,
rotate.
battery, crank.
Yeah,
Hope
okay.
nothing breaks.
I believe that we stopped doing that because it didn't work, but we'll give it a go.
No, we haven't tried it.
Have we not?
No, we couldn't find a battery with enough juice in it, but we always nick a battery off your car, or I've actually got my jump pack with me.
Why is it always showing?
Yeah, we need to do more on that car too. Oh, and thank you to all the people who pointed out, quite rightly, that we can adjust the pressure on the compressor with this knob here. Hadn't thought of that.
Process would be so much easier.
Yeah, would have made inflating the caliper seals a lot easier. And some people said you can just fit the caliper over the piston and then get it to engage. No, tried that for an hour and it looks like that's what I did last time and got it wrong. So the air idea is so much easier. It just literally blows the seal around the piston and then you just slot the piston in. So we haven't driven Betty too much. Well, actually she hasn't been out of here since we've led the brakes. So
For the second time.
we'll see how the brakes feel on our upcoming trip to collect HubNuts. By the way, if anyone would like these Kenda 175 65/14 tyres, loads of tread left on them. Yeah, not after much money for them. Get in touch. Someone did say they was going to have them on Facebook and then did the whole ghosty thing of vanishing. Marvellous. So, yeah, options for getting this crank pulley undone. One is to take the condenser out so we can get an ugger-dugger on it. But at this stage, given how many rusty bolts have snapped, I think the fewer things we touch, the better, or something, whatever. So yeah, this is then one where you wedge the bar in, crank the engine, should undo the bolt, as long as it doesn't strip the thread and knacker the crankshaft up. Or you can put string in the cylinders, is another way of doing it. In the manual, you can put it in gear and it locks the engine, but I'm going to connect up the jump pack.
Just in case.
Ask Miss HubNut to hold the camera about here, and off we go.
Okay. You just connected up the battery.
Just connected up the battery. Stand well clear.
Something fell out.
The question is, did it crack the bolt? I don't think so. What happened?
It did seem to rotate.
What, the bolt?
The pulley, and there was some movement.
Okay, and that stayed
We
there.
went this way.
Okay, let's see if that's coming loose then. Let's just unplug that so we don't flatten the jump pack. Because under here I can't bloody see what's going on.
She's quite low.
Oh yeah, that would seem loose.
Yep, it did go.
Sorry folks. Should probably still be on the sofa, but you know, chaos is content. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now, of course, the big question is, how do we tighten it back up again? Because that trick doesn't work for tightening. I think that's where you just put Loctite and hope. There we go. That would look like a complete bolt, I think. Oh, is it?
Let's have a look.
Or is that a sheared bolt?
No, that's got a little mark across the bottom, which would suggest that's the whole thing. Can you see?
We'll find out in a minute, won't we? We could have just ruined the
That doesn't
entire
look.
engine.
No, that doesn't look sheared at all, darling.
Go on. There we go. There's our pulley off. It's going to be fun trying to remember how all this goes back together. It's been months.
We are very blessed with time here, but I got to say, sometimes if you step away from a job and come back.
I quite like the stepping away from this job. I don't like the coming back.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is sometimes you can get frustrated if you're doing the same thing over and over when it just takes a moment to step away and come back again.
Does that look like there's a broken bolt in there, or are we good?
So what are you doing?
Removing the water pump.
Yeah, because you checked to see if it was clear and whatnot.
Well, the thing is, I think it's not very easy to change it. At the same time, it isn't driven by the timing belt, it's driven by the auxiliary belt, but to get the access bolts, you've got to have the crank pulley off anyway, so as soon as we've got one, might as well fit it.
So a new water pump's going on there.
Yep.
You said that one doesn't seem too bad.
No, it sounds alright, but if you're going to do a job, something properly, I don't know. Not for the first time. Not very much room on this car. There we
You got your drip pan underneath.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. You're attached there. Oh, you're attached by the alternator support bracket as well, apparently. Oh, the alternator bracket is attached to that. I see. Marvellous. I apologise for the sniffing.
We're just removing the water pump.
Yeah, not quite how you meant to do it because we've bought the alternator bracket with us. But yeah, nothing wrong with that.
If anybody would like a second-hand Pajero
Well,
Junior
we'll send it with a Pajero.
water pump.
Yeah, but we need to get that off because that's the bracket for the alternator adjuster. That would have been a lot easier with it still attached to the car. Yay. Alright, timing marks aren't very obvious, so I've reiterated them. You see there's actually a little arrow just below that orange dot. Orange dot on top of that pulley, orange dot on top of that pulley. Now we get the belt off, and I have actually got a replacement tensioner as well. Just checking the belt tension. It seems quite wobbly, but it looks like it's at maximum extension on the adjuster. So hopefully the new one will be a bit better than that. Right, timing belt is out, and I don't know if you can see.
Just give it a second to zoom in because it does catch it.
Yeah, little lines of breakage all the way around it. So no guarantee. You can't really look at a timing belt and say that was definitely about to fail. But when it comes to rubber components, if it started doing that, it is too old. So nowhere near due on mileage terms, I suspect. We think it's probably been done once. This is a genuine Mitsubishi belt. It certainly hasn't been done for a very long time. So we've got a new one, which hopefully is about the same sort of size. Yeah, looks reasonably close. So the first thing we'll do is fit the new water pump, get the new tensioner on and lined up, and then we can get the belt on. Oh, new gaskets even. Oh yeah, that's the same.
Yes.
These parts came from Autolink, who were more well known for supplying MX-5 parts, but for a time they did also have a load of Pajero Junior parts. I think that stash is dwindling somewhat, sadly. Oh yeah, feels nice and tight. Looks very similar. Not quite.
So you're just lining up the water pump
Yep.
with all the bolts and a gasket. It didn't have a gasket when it came off, did it?
It didn't. Someone had just used sealant, but this is a gasket. We'll use a gasket.
So where are you at now?
We are at nervous first turn.
Oh, okay.
So make sure things don't hit each other. Ooh, compression, still got the plugs in.
So water pump is in, belt is on.
Yeah, ideally you'd be turning it over by the crank pulley really. Maybe that would be easier. I'll take the plugs out, but I don't even know where the spark plugs are. I don't think we want to go there. Right then. This is the bit where we turn the engine over. Oh, I think we've just gone past a full rotation actually. Let's bring it around again. Oh, here's my mark. Oh, that's about lining up with that mark. And now I can't see the bottom mark. Best thing to do at this point might just be to start the engine. Briefly, we've got no water pump, no drive belts, but the engine should still run, assuming there's nothing unplugged that should be plugged. Nervous moment, folks.
Tentatively turning her over.
Beep, beep, beep. It never likes starting anyway. Possible we might have actually run out of fuel. Battery has gone out of jump mode. Come on, little car. Yeah, unfortunately my jump pack has decided it's not very happy, and the battery is utterly dead. So as soon as the jump pack turned off, the car died.
But positive signs of life.
Certainly sounded good. So nearly. I think we definitely still got exhaust issues. That is a bad leak down there, but look at that whizzing round. Sweet as a nut. Oh. I think the power died again. There we go. As a result, after way too many months of inactivity, so now we just got to put it all back together again. That is not happening today. We need to go home, have lunch, and await a delivery, and then we're going to be back up here again. Right, we have been back home for lunch. We are refreshed. It is still sunny. Marvellous. And what have we here? What we have is a new battery for Tuk. This is how they come. This was ordered yesterday from Tainer Batteries. And very kindly, they've supplied this one FOC. But we've got yet another discount code for you. So with Tainer, code HubNut5 will get you 5% off. But we haven't just used Tainer because of the kindness of sending a battery. We've used them because they great value and excellent service.
We've consistently used them.
Yeah, we've used them for many cars. Most of my cars have a Tainer battery on, and the service is quick and the products are just what you need. So this is technically a lawnmower, ride-on lawnmower battery. But Tuk doesn't need much cranking, so we're hoping this will be up to the job. There we go. The new garden battery is fitted. I guess we need to see whether it will actually start an Invacar. Let's go full choke. Usually takes a bit of cranking if she's been parked up a few days. Remember where I've put the key? In my pocket, that's where. Got ignition, showing 12.2 volts on my dash gauge. Steady cranking. Waiting for the fuel to get drawn through again. There it is. Petrol. Come on, Tuk. Hooray! And there we go. That's something else in the background. That's not Tuk. Tuk seems to run very nicely with her new battery, so that's good. Also in Desmond today. It's actually the first time Desmond's moved since last week's video. Desmond has actually had a week off. No driving lessons, no bombing around. Desmond has actually had a rest. But yeah, still got plenty to do here on the HubNut fleet. Miss HubNut has vanished. She looks deep in thought. Hmm? Are you deep in thought?
Yeah, what?
What are you thinking about?
Nothing really. Just contemplating my car, really.
Yeah, soon we will get this one back on the road as well. But yeah, thank you very much. I'm really pleased to finally have some Pajero progress. I'm very happy we've got a new battery for Tuk. I'm just going to disconnect that before we leave today. And I hope you've enjoyed watching. Don't forget the various discount codes we've got in this video. Watch back if you want a reminder of what they are for 2CV carpet sets and batteries and tyres. And we look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell. That was a while ago now.